recording when that came on. I should have been recording.
We can recreate it if you want.
We're all professionals. We can redo this.
Okay, well, there. Let me just start it. Oh, hey! You guys are
Maisie, have you tried the shrimp, Maisie?
Maisie. Wow. That's like the most pretentious name for the least pretentious person of all time. What the fuck?
If you can put the diminutive.
Hello, Maisie.
What are the rules? Are we what?
Maisie.
Shrimp.
How have you been, Maisie?
You guys went and got shrimp cocktail for this shit.
No, we made the shits, or Jared made the shits.
Please feel free to take a shrimp.
I don't even know where to go from here.
Podcast. We did a live stream for our sponsors recently, and we didn't get nearly this fancy for the people who give us money every.
Yeah, well, you know,
you should feel so.
You're coming to. This is Dallas Opera, y'all. I mean, you know.
I have black. You know, like patent.
He brought the shiny shoes
here.
for you.
I've got everything on. I figured you're gonna go this far. You got to take the last step.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, Maze, I miss you. I haven't seen you
Good
since
to
you were
see you
out
again,
in
yeah.
Germany.
I know, man. I miss the international stuff. You know, we're all sort of hunkered down here in our pods wherever we are.
But at least you've been finding some creative opportunities, right? I've seen you doing these like performing from glass boxes and all this.
Oh yeah. Doing your bluegrass show.
I'm in a glass cage of emotion and bluegrass. Yeah, we have, you know, Atlanta shit's really
the creativity is cool.
The Atlanta stuff's been really they really took the Corona stuff head on, and they weren't gonna lay down for nothing, man. So it was great.
No, it's really cool the creativity people have found. You know, like there's lots of ways you can do it, and some of the creative ways people can find to deal with it is spot on, man.
No, we all think over here that you guys are just living life like normally in Europe, you know, like just having full on open face staging.
No,
especially you guys in Texas are way closer to having a normal life than we are in Germany.
I don't. I'm in South Carolina now, so it's, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, my people in Texas are like, what coronavirus? It's fine. I ain't scared of no Rona.
Man, yeah, no, but I think in like Paris or something, did an opera where they staged it in a prison, and so everything was through the glass.
Oh,
see, that to me was like, I can't remember where that was, but that to me was a clever adaptation of like, you know, we have to have space between us, but let's like make it work. Like, let's have a purpose for it. You know what I mean?
You know, where I am in Darmstadt, we were the first. You know, we were the first, and you were actually in it, weren't you? In the production after the first lockdown of Frau Luna.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first staged production in Germany at all after
seriously?
the lockdown happened. Did you know that?
Setting records.
And all we did was we did the exact same staging, except the director came up and was like,
everybody move apart.
Yeah, you're just too close.
That way and you that way.
Well, some shows like that work, but Bohème or something like these, like, I don't know how you would end that show from 10 feet apart.
I mean, they fuck with stuff in Germany anyway. Like, I figured they could make that work. You know, there's still
yeah.
They turn the plots on their heads anyway.
Fuck's on the table. We didn't
I fucking tell you, man.
I didn't read the protocol.
It's got
I didn't read the rules and the regulations of the protocol.
Dude, I'm so far into the crowd now. I feel like I could do this all the time.
Yeah.
Like the protocols and the like who you bow to, who you don't fucking bow to. I'm happy about this.
Oh man.
We were wondering. We literally said to each other, we said, how much sex and drugs and opera can we do on Maze's podcast?
All of it.
We didn't know.
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
What you're saying, man.
So we need, man.
Well, then.
That's the three things we need in this fucking crisis: is sex, drugs, and opera. That's
absolutely.
It's all
here.
Doing.
Cheers to you.
Cheers
what are you
you.
drinking, by the way? You're not drinking anything on this.
Dude, it's 2 in the afternoon on a Monday.
Yeah, that's right. It's it's like 7 p.m. there. It's like a Monday afternoon for you. You can't get ripped on a Monday afternoon.
I mean, I can.
What are you talking about? That's all I've been doing.
Like, I mean, I got some weed in there. I could just go spark up a doobie or something, you know. But
Yeah, man. Just make sure you pass that shit through
the screen. Here you go, boys. Enjoy this. It's illegal where you are.
Hard enough into that microphone.
That's the future I want to live in, man. I tell you.
You just want to hear me.
This is quality content we're providing for the listeners.
He's gonna cut some of this out.
No,
how's the
every bit of it staying in.
Now, how's the hosting going for you, man? Because you have a skill. You have that skill of like talking to people and making them feel comfortable, so they divulge all their like deep dark secrets, man. Like it's like
He's got the gift of gab.
The gift of gab, man.
They say
That's
I have to do it. The editing is quite a responsibility because people just. I said some things in that time. I just probably.
Let's talk about it. But like,
so we've only ever edited out one time.
Well, video's another story. He's doing video podcast.
Oh yeah, he's doing video podcast. Yeah, that's.
And so you see it like.
Then you're like in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah, for the shrimp, dude. The shrimp.
The shrimp is. This is the most top heavy shit you've ever produced. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, you do these like that's the funny thing. Like you guys have have a show called Sex, Drugs, and Opera, which obviously isn't about nerdy bullshit. I mean, you guys bring the funny to every episode. And that's kind of a really like it's a knife's edge to walk in today's society.
Yeah,
where everything is so like.
Yeah.
What everything's so what? Finish that.
Well, it's everything. It's like everything is so what, Mike? Well, it's people. It's hard to be funny right now because and I'm not saying let's down with cancel culture. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it requires a lot more sort of circumspection and deliberation with what you say. How are you guys able to keep being funny when you can't? I mean, I know like I've had to change my sense of humor because some of the stuff I say just don't scan no more.
It doesn't scan anymore, but I don't know if much of the stuff I ever really said was not consumable.
I thought you were gonna say funny.
That too. The thing is, I'm not a particularly funny person by myself.
Yeah.
When we're together, we get jamming, we get grooving on stuff.
The riff.
And that's the other thing. When we're riffing, we're not going to go on any time. I've never really been scared, honest to God, scared that what we say or how we say it is really going to get us in trouble. It was also kind of important to me that somebody started talking about opera in a way that we talk about it. And excuse me,
we in our tuxedos in shrimp cocktail.
But like
exactly, that's the guy in tails.
But also the thing about like being funny is it's a spectrum. You know what I mean? And so there's some jokes that are more universal. Yeah. And in a time where things are risky, you can stay in that edge of things. But every once in a while, we step into a more niche thing, which is like that's what references are, right? Like if you go really niche and someone's like, that's fucking funny because that speaks exactly to me. Yeah. Like we do go there sometimes, but also it's universal. But operas, it's hard to be funny with opera too. And that's why we talk mostly, and that's the whole reason we started the show, is it's mostly about the experience. Being an opera singer is way more funny than an opera, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like
it's fucking hilarious, the life, of
the
it.
attitudes of opera singers, or like there's a lot to make fun of in the opera world.
Absolutely,
that's true. There's lots of material. The egos,
the
fur, all the. I mean, there's lots there.
The muffs.
The why is no one talking about the muffs?
It was about time that we got started to talk.
Or muff talk.
Hashtag. Man.
It's called muff talk.
Opera muffs.
It's the. Just all of the memes come on me. They talk about their muff. See, this is how we get into trouble, boys. Right here.
Yeah, exactly it.
Yeah, you could do some clever editing here, man.
What do you mean, right. Muff? Oh, I was talking about Bohem.
Nah, but you're right. In today,
this is not champagne.
We're drinking beer out of champagne glasses here.
We're about the illusion.
Also, it's tough because the climate changes so much. Like every week there's something else, and so when you start putting yourself out there on the radio and you start recording your conversations to be immortalized on the internet, it's always like, what is this going to sound like in 5 fucking years?
Yeah. That's why my old podcast is off the internet now.
You
talking about 2010. 2010? 2010.
In 2010, you could do whatever.
Man, you can say
shit.
The stuff that they'll be canceling Mike and I over in 10 years is not stuff you think about. You know, it'll be because we ate meat or something like that. It'll be this type of stuff. Once they go synthetic meat, we're like, we'll have a podcast where we talk about grilling steak, and people will be like, that's disgusting.
Yeah,
you people are animals, right? It's never what you think.
Patton Oswalt, great comedian, had a bit about this. He said, guys, I'm on your side. I'm so liberal. I want people to live the lives that they want, and I don't want them to feel uncomfortable out of their skin. But you got to give me a second. There are new words every day, and I can't keep up with it. I can't even remember my own kids' names half the time. I can't keep up with it, but I'm trying. And that's the thing that's why we don't worry. Jared and I are good-hearted people. You're a good-hearted person. You're not trying to mess anybody up. That's true. That's what's important. What's in your heart, you know?
No, it's true. If you have good intentions, then it's like there's not that much at risk, you know? But Maze, this is your second run at a podcast, man.
Yeah.
So like, have you adapted? I mean, like you said, 2010. So
there's a lot of stuff
later.
There's a lot of stuff I used to talk about that I still talk about, like, you know, opera with a conscience and things like that. You know, we talk about you using opera as a tool to sort of confront some of these societal and cultural issues that we have. Try to make people in the audience not feel out of place. I mean, you guys are wearing tuxedos, and that's hilarious. But that is the stereotype that everybody that I grew up with thinks that opera is. It's just rich people stuff, and there's no place in it for anybody who's wearing blue jeans and a cowboy hat or something, or baggy jeans or whatever.
About how historically, also, it was always kind of upper class. Opera was always.
I mean, yes and no, class. Right? I mean, like it was really dirty.
Yeah, dirty, but it still was enjoyed and produced for the upper class.
Yeah. The upper class was just dirty.
Yeah, exactly. They were dirty as fuck.
The dirtiest.
I mean, those guys. God damn.
No, really, these shows, the singers would just walk off stage. I mean, we did a recent podcast about it. We were talking about Handel or something. I can't remember. And like singers would just walk off stage, and like they would just like go like grab a snack or something, go back. And it was like this half acting stuff. It was, and people somehow they like immortalized it as if it was this like pure thing, but it was raunchy, man. It was raunchy back in the day.
I mean, everything was different back then. I recently heard about something where spitting was so much more socially acceptable back then. People in gowns, like high up in society, will be standing there and go like, on the floor.
People were spitting on stage and stuff. Yeah.
And it's like, are you what kind of animal are you? What is this? But I mean, like you said, times change. Times freaking change all the time, and if you're not trying to keep up nowadays,
weird tangent about spitting, like the spitting thing. Like, can you imagine when we go back and when we're all open faced and singing in each other's faces? And, when you're singing and the other person is singing, and you can see the globule of spit and the track that it's taking as it goes and lands directly in your mouth.
I flung so much sweat on people, man. I had that's one of my favorite moves is the dramatic look,
the hair. You got the little hair there.
What did you say?
And so you got the hair for it, right? Yeah, that move, it's good, man. It works every time, but you just start flinging sweat, and it's going to be at least 2 years before I can bring that move back. So guys, I got to retire it.
You both are gross as shit. I've never even thought about it.
Yeah, we're singing these villain roles and stuff, man.
Oh man, I'm a spitting son of a bitch. Like we just did Serpents in Chicago at the Chicago Opera Theater, and we potted up and had the testing every day so we could sing and interact without masks. Oh, wow. And the whole time, that's all I was thinking. Like, keep your fucking saliva in your own mouth, Mike. Don't spit. It's some
swallow.
Okay, but
I did it though.
Every day. I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait till we get back to the point where we can spit in each other's mouths.
I can't wait.
Like that would be wow.
Get over here,
man.
It's
weird.
By the way, you are the oldest dude on TikTok officially, by the way.
I totally. No, dude. I know you think that, man, but I like when I got on there, as soon as you start feeding it information, it sends you to the right part of TikTok. I mean, the algorithm is one of the most powerful.
Like you're finding like the other opera people.
It's all old people, man. There's tons of fucking old people on TikTok. It's boomers central. They love it. They love it.
Once they found out that the young people love it, they got
on immediately. Well, let me tell you, it's always like old guys in a pickup truck with the camera mount on the dash, just screaming about Trump.
Yeah, on TikTok.
Oh, is that where they direct you?
There's a lot. No, well, because me.
Screamers. Because you got like Texas.
Yeah, because as soon as I see some like asshole screaming about his rights, some white guy screaming about his rights with gray hair, and I'm like, yes, I'm watching this thing to the end.
You dive into the fray. Then.
I love it.
That's what I hate about the algorithms, because they like when you just like get like what's it called, like guilty pleasure or something, right? Yeah. Like you watch something you normally wouldn't watch. It's like, oh, this guy fucking loves this shit, and then it just starts feeding it to you. Dude. And then you pull up your phone in front of someone, and they know, They're like
how much.
Why do I have so many ads for stepsister lingerie? That's weird.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You open up your phone, you're like, nah. Well, and it's hard because
that's suspicious.
I've gotten really into like videography and photography and lighting lately. You know what I mean? And so I'll look at photography setups. So some photographer taking a picture at some sexy erotic thing, but I'm actually, I swear to God, looking at the lights. But Instagram is like, this guy loves sexy portraits. And so every time I open Instagram now, it's like, God damn, show me lights. I want honey,
it's for photography.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, and that's
right.
You can't
she's naked, but
you're like, no, it's how the light hits the butt. But that's what I'm into.
You ever been to a museum?
Yeah.
Listens. Never been. That's the right kind of angle from the light.
I try, man. I can. But I respect you, man, because you're adapting.
Yeah.
Cheers to you.
Yeah.
Like because a lot of people, they just get stuck and they do what's comfortable and they freeze at like 32 and they're like, this is it.
I didn't even hit my stride until I was like 35. Fuck 32. I didn't know shit when I was 32. I was getting divorced then. It was crazy.
Puberty when you were like 7 years old, and then you hit your stride at 35.
Yeah, right. It's a plateau.
I hit puberty at 35. It's different. It's
not
for everybody.
Exactly. Were you a late bloomer? Crazy, man. Michael, were you a late bloomer?
A late bloomer.
By what? Okay, define blooming. What does
blooming like when you hit puberty? Was it like your teens?
I remember so distinctly the first time I saw my first pube. It was ridiculous.
I knew it was coming. I knew we were going there.
I remember I was 12 when 12.
God dang, that's pretty early. I mean, that's pretty normal, I guess.
I guess that's normal. Yeah. I was 12 because I was out hunting, right?
Yeah.
For pubes?
Yeah. he was foraging. He's hunting truffles.
Michael Mace, you are on this podcast far too little. Yeah, we're now on your podcast, but you need to be on Sex, Drugs, and Opera.
We'll come back. Yeah, we had a blast last time.
Let's merge them. We'll have like the quick sex.
Anyway, can I get through this story? I was out hunting grouse, right? And I need to go pee.
I was out hunting grouse.
Yeah. As one does.
That's what one does in Western Pennsylvania.
Do you have to use a monocle to hunt those grouse, or is it just?
Oh yeah, man.
Well, look. Talk about
the crafty fuckers.
The crown. That's all those royal fuckers do.
They go hunting
all the time up in Scotland.
Yeah.
In Scotland. Anyway, I lean my gun up against a tree. Go to the bathroom. I look down and.
Hey!
So a snake charmer.
I cannot believe that at the Dallas Opera, I am talking about my pube, my very first pube. But look.
All right, here comes the rant.
Here we go. The thing about it is this isn't the kind of stuff that's normally talked about in society, but I am a working, active opera singer. Yep. I'm normal. Everybody found their first pube at one point or another.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we like to dehumanize opera singers and artists. Yet these very things, these formative moments that happen in somebody's lives are the things that are fuel. Because they are moments that are ingrained in your brain in like 5 to 5,000 different ways, and they make you who you are, and that is what you need to be an artist. That's what you need to express something. So when that artists don't talk about these kind of things, to me, is baffling.
Yeah,
and that we have a culture in the art world of not talking about these things is baffling.
Yeah, and I don't know how deep we're getting on this podcast, but like you talk about like how they were spitting on stage back then and what it is now. I mean, generally the thing is like the most universal thing is fucking like authenticity or honesty. You know what I mean? Like if you were if you were doing opera way the fuck back then, or you were doing Paleolithic music in the fucking Venus cave, like doesn't matter what you're fucking doing. It's like it's like you have experiences and the willingness, the bravery to fucking go up in front of people and like to somehow show that vulnerability, that insecurity, whatever you fucking have, is something that's lost today. You know, in social media, everyone's just trying to emulate. It's emulation. Emulation's also what you see with young singers in the opera world, and it's what's lacking. You know, it can be cool. Opera can be whatever the fuck, but it's like if you're trying to be cool or you're trying to be elegant, it's going to be equally unauthentic. You know
how many fucking like artistic entrepreneur consultants do you see now? And all they're doing is telling you about how you organize your resume this way, and this is the camera setup you need for your video audition and all this stuff, and do what these people do because they're famous and all that stuff. Like, there's literally no concept of like we need to teach you how to tell your truth in the most authentic way, because you are an individual that's interesting, and your perspective is what makes people want to stop and watch what you're doing.
Yeah, well, that's what's missing. I mean, that's what I miss, because I grew up in Seattle. I grew up doing grunge, and I like had never heard of opera until I was maybe like 20 or something like that. But back then, it was just like you were just who you fucking were, and you look at the pop world even these days, and you have Billie Eilish, and before Billie Eilish, you had like I don't know, Lana Del Rey, or you have Sia, or whatever. You have these people where it's like they're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna be myself. And in the pop world too, they struggle with like, is this style or is this a gimmick? You know what I mean? But the opera world is almost exclusively gimmicks, because it's like you need to be the fucking tuxedo, like, oh, sir.
Monocle, where's my monocle?
Sir, welcome to the show.
I can't see the libretto.
Have you tried the shrimp, sir?
I can't see the libretto that I brought with me that I read along with.
Right, that I brought with me that I read at home already anyway. Yeah. Hey, look, that's why, look, I don't mean to just bring it up to plug or anything like that, because that's honestly not what it is. I couldn't really find songs that I was looking for my last Lita album, or my last recital. Mm-hmm. I was specifically looking for something to be kind of like Sex, Drugs, and Opera. Yeah. Right? And that's why Jared ended up writing the songs. And it's because, like, when it's also a problem with the writing in opera nowadays. Although it's getting better, there's a lot of pretentiousness.
There's this pressure that you have to have leitmotifs, you have to have themes, you have to have like harmony and modulations.
People are trying to live up to those marble statues that are in the foyer.
And they're afraid to be simple. I mean, I don't know. You look at anything that stood the test of time. You look at like Mozart stuff all the way to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, or like Whitney Houston's "I Will Always Love You," or any of these 4-chord songs. It's like, I'm gonna say it again. It's like the actual I want to tell you something, you know.
Right. And what you wrote the sentence, "That's it for me. Religion's fucking finished."
Well, yeah, a lot of people wouldn't do that. Like,
so first off, nobody would do that.
They didn't know what was coming. You know,
they had no idea what was coming. But it's not a complicated. He didn't write a fugue with "That's it for me, religion's fucking finished." That's it for
religion's fucking finished.
None of that. It was, "That's it for me, religion's fucking finished." And that kind of
directness,
forwardness, directness is
like
that's what I value.
Well, like, hey, we're just gonna fucking go in full circle, man. It's the academia, like it's being so, is academiazed a word? It's being so like whatever that now. Like, you lose the fucking message. You know what I mean? It's the same with anything, with auditions and everything. It's like if you have so much fluff in there, if you have so much like I need to prove something to you built in there, then people, it's exactly like a conversation. I mean, how many times you've been cornered at a party and you're like, this person's trying to prove shit.
It's the same thing.
Uncomfortable. Yeah, it's just like this. Like, why just say like you have feelings, and your feelings are as legitimate as anybody else's feelings. Just fucking say them, and then then we're all equal in that way.
But that's actually a problem because to say, here's something that nobody likes to say, but it's true.
This guy's dropping bombs.
Not everybody's an artist.
No.
Not everybody can say something artistically. And the thing is, to be artistically honest, you have to be honest with yourself. And that's a hard thing.
Oh, yeah.
Psychologically, that's a hard thing to deal with.
Well, and like I said, I'll say it again, like in today's world, with Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all that shit, it's really hard, with filters and shit like that. It's like people won't even put their own face on the internet unedited. I remember when MySpace and shit came out, it's like fuck MySpace. Like let's talk about disposable cameras. Like you have one shot. Yeah, it's like that's my fucking face.
Yeah.
But like these days, who puts their face? Myself included. Yeah. I would rarely put my face unedited on the fucking internet.
Yeah, you're good at editing.
Yeah, now. I'm always going to do some sort of something to it.
It's perpetually 28.
It's fucked up. That's yeah, it's just unaged. It's a fucking Dorian Gray.
Someday it's going to get to the point with recordings where there are emotion filters.
Yeah.
Where you sing it and it's going to be like, would you like to be sad in this phrase? Flick. No, and you swipe over. Would you like to be pensive?
Where's existential dread? Oh, there we go. Click, click. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I can hear it in their voice.
Yeah. Nah, but it's like, hey, it's fucking.
I mean, look, it's one thing that our industry struggles with is authenticity, because there's this real drive towards homogeneity. There's people. It's they're really comfortable with easy choices. And with trying to create these archetypes and these people, and that's what they want. They want something that's easy to sell and not offensive to their donors, and very safe and comfortable.
It's a big mishmash of people not knowing what the fuck they're talking about, because it's like it's academic. Because it's like if you put someone on that stage that affects you, like you're a casting person, you're like, I don't need to like fucking prove why, but I fucking like that. That person affected me. That's intangible. You don't need to define that to somebody. But then when you put that person on stage, people are gonna be like, why the fuck did you do it? And like for some reason, because I believe in that person and I think they have the power to say something, that's not good enough. You have to have a vocabulary. You have to be like fucking squealo, pharyngeal resonance. Like, like you have to have all this shit. But it's like, I don't know, like, does that really affect the normal person? Like, who are we going on stage for? And it seems like these days, people go on stage for agents and casting directors. People don't go on stage for the audience. There's 1,000 people there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they want to affect the audience to get the good critique, to impress the agent. But in the end of the day, you're singing for the one critic out there. You're not singing for the 1,000 people. Who are just normal fucking people,
I'll tell you, that's right there. That's where my whole idea about this business changed in my mid-30s. Yeah. And about what I was doing, because I stopped giving a fuck about trying to impress my audience then, which was agents, casting directors, administrators, and I really just started to care about my audience,
probably,
the actual audience.
Wait, I've got a question for you. Do you really care about what the audience thinks, or is it really what you want to say and that's what you're saying? If the audience
not what they think,
what you say, you're still happy, right?
Look, I'm a manipulative jerk on stage, man. I mean, I am there to like, hey, baby, I'm there to make them feel a certain way,
Yeah.
And that's why I'm there, and so I care if I'm successful if I brought them with me and I make them feel a certain way. But I'm not trying to, I don't give a shit about the critics or about. I mean, if the administrators like me, sometimes I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. Now people
do my job
too, because going on stage and singing or performing for people is really not that different from just fucking talking to somebody. You know what I mean?
No, it's all performance.
If you talk to someone, you want them to feel something. You want them to laugh. You want them to like be what's the word, man? My English gets shit. You want them to feel empathetic. You want them to be empathetic, sympathetic, to feel what you're going through.
Yeah.
Why else would you talk to somebody? You don't talk to someone just so they hear you. You talk to connect.
I mean, some people do.
On stage is not that different. Yeah, well, some people do.
We know those people, and we know those people that are singers, and it's the same thing. Like they're just turning out their that same product every time on the 7 roles they sing every single year, and it's perfect, and it's like literally like I call it like Costco opera. You know, it's the same person, just in a different costume, doing the same character and the same fucking gestures, even down. You know, and I'm bored. You know, I'm like,
dude, I know exactly what bored is the right word. Bored is the right word. How I keep saying, would everybody be happy if we just kept playing Casablanca all over and over again, or Gone with the Wind over and over again? No, those are the
Marvel
classics.
movies, man. Thanos.
What?
Yeah, no, Marvel. He doesn't know Marvel.
I know Marvel.
Okay.
I watched my first Marvel movie the other day, or the first Endgame.
Okay. What a place to start.
You watched the last one first.
I didn't care about any of the ones before. I had seen Iron Man and Iron Man 2, but Iron Man 2 fucking
but it's a valid point. And something I do like,
you're getting back to it. Go
something okay, you want to talk about more? Now, something I do like about like it's the yin and yang of everything, and social media and the shit is a double-edged sword, because yes, there's this filter and unauthentic shit, but at the same time, I see power going back to the fucking people, man, because you can produce your own shit. You know what I mean? Like what you're doing on TikTok or whatever. Like if you want to produce something, take the initiative. Fucking get a camera and like do it. And now's the time, because the playing field is leveled. Really? We all have to be digital.
The tools are all in your hand now. I said that the other day. It's the democratization of theater.
Yeah.
TikTok specifically is. Because you have a film studio in your hand.
Yeah, and you honestly, honest to God, I see some of those people, some of the young people on TikTok, and I got to say, they're not untalented.
No.
They're not untalented in presenting themselves.
Because
it's kind of a cool thing.
It's true, but the problem with theater, like grand opera, is the gateway to entry is a level of budget that you could never do as an individual.
Right. Yep.
I'm sorry, but the technicians, the orchestra, the pit, the space, the venue, the singers, the props, the comics, like blah blah, blah, everything, the costumes. I mean, it's like
comics.
The prop comics.
Don't derail me. You could fucking the tux does not class this guy up, but like still an asshole. No, you know what I mean? Like you could never compete with that in any sort of artistic way that people would take seriously. But if we level the playing field, if we say, let's take every opera house and every opera singer, and let's all say you get a mobile phone and that's all you get to fucking make a piece, would they really be doing it better than like other people? Or would we start to see other people rising as the main creators in the industry? I wonder, man.
Hey, dude, did not pandemic opera expose like us? Because you saw when we had to take our art form and try to tell stories using the tools that every other art form is already been using for 20 years. And it just, when you stripped away all that costume and all that big grandness to it and the orchestra full of 80 people, when you stripped all that away, we look crazy as shit. Like we look, I mean, singing into your fucking screen, like, you had the side by side, you know, like the pianist is over in Poughkeepsie somewhere, and then you're in like Miami, and then they send you the video clip, and then you put them side by side, and it's just
you gotta
one shot,
microphone,
one shot of a pianist, awkward, like not looking at the just like looking down, and then the singer.
What I noticed
through a whole introduction of a piece, the singer is like staring awkwardly into the camera, like
staring awkwardly into the camera, and. The next thing that I fucking noticed with a lot of these performers is they'll look into the camera, and then it's right before they start singing, their hands come up like this, and I'm like, what the fuck? What is this?
Guilty.
What does that even mean?
Guilty. Yeah. Dude, I catch myself doing it all the time.
Don't do that, dude.
What is this?
They get a life of their own. It's like you ever do that shit where you go in the doorway and you push your arms against the doorway and then you walk out like that. Yeah. I'm not in control of any of this. It's just happening. Yeah, man. No, but it's true. It's true. Now you got to see it because it's like it is a little bit like Hollywood movies though, because Hollywood movies too is similar in that like they have such a budget for CGI and they use these $100,000 cameras and blue screens and actors and costumes. But it's like, is it still a good movie? And a lot of them aren't. That's why a lot of people don't watch them after. Like you forget about them. You're like, oh fuck, I forgot about that movie.
But the indie films and stuff, like these like small budget things, sometimes end up being more honest and more watchable and more enjoyable and more moving because they've had the restrictions. They didn't have whatever they wanted to do, you know.
And that's hard to do. I watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off the other day, and it's like it's a good fucking movie, but it's like it's just you could make that by yourself. It's just a camera and going around the city. You need like a car and you need like people not to be in the shot. And that's the parade scene would be hard, but still.
The parade scene. Shake it up, baby. that might be a little difficult.
No, but it's an interesting time and you see people capitalizing on it, you know, in the right way. Like finally I can fucking say what I've been trying to say and no one would listen to. And then you see the people that come the second wave or the emulators, man. And it's not good, but it's a good time, man. It's a good time like this. Hey, let's talk.
You'll see it all the time. You'll see people like have one good idea. And then everybody, I see it on TikTok all the time. Because in TikTok, everybody plays multiple characters. There's that sort of trope. And like if a guy's playing a woman, he'll take like a towel and put it over his head.
Yeah,
like hair.
Put over his head.
And then you see everybody doing it. And the same thing is true in our business. You know, you see like, especially with new works and things, you'll see like, well, we did a story about that. Well, we can do that story, but with like different people, you know, plug it back in and recycle it, and it'll be just like that. We wouldn't
be able to fucking do this. You know, like I'm sure your thing you did in 2010, it would have been a different story had you had the ability to fucking spread it. Like Mike and I, when we started this in like 2000, I guess like 18 or some shit, I don't know, 17. It's like the internet was fucking established. It was a thing. And all these platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Lips, and all this shit. And it was like we could put our shit out there immediately, and everybody could access it. And we didn't need a budget. The opera companies didn't need to do it for us or something like that. But man, in 2010, if you didn't have your 8x10 glossy headshot, fuck you. You know, like, like you were done. You know, you were done. Like there was such a gateway.
Like this.
There's so many gatekeepers. Yeah, man.
Right. Oh my god.
With the conductor baton and then the watch that you borrowed. I
gotta say though, if we're ranting about this kind of shit though, I still think most headshots are cringy as fuck.
Terrible.
Why is it so windy? Have their fucking get their thing up like this all the and everybody's so serious.
Yeah,
but a good. No, I don't hate all headshots because a good headshot is this. It's the same fucking thing we've been talking about this whole episode. Is that like it's the authenticity? You know, who are you? Are you really this type of guy? Like, is that how you show it at the parties? Or are you funny? And if you're funny, we can see it in the lines on your face.
Yeah,
you know, if you're using muscles, you don't have these muscles. You know, you don't have the angry muscles. Don't use them.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I've got crow's feet here because I'm like laughing and doing that all the goddamn time. Yeah. But if I did a headshot like I wanted to, which would be
they'd be like, this?
No one would take it seriously. But I gotta say, those funny faces that I can make as a character tenor are my shit.
Yeah, I say, Mike, I'll give you permission. I want to see. That's your next headshot.
It's allowed. Yeah, get the 8x10. Let's get this guy a black turtleneck and some hair light, and let's get this done. These headshots, glamour shots. Yeah,
dude, the headshots that I have, the like the panoply of different styles and angles and everything.
You can make a coffee tale book out of them. I
have full on like suits. Like when I used to wear suits.
Yeah.
I used to wear suits all the fucking time.
With the bolo tie?
I was a full-on like Wall Street executive-looking dude. Because we weren't allowed to wear boots and fucking shit like that. We weren't allowed. I mean, just literally said, you can't wear that into an audition. You can't wear that. And that, I'm not.
Germany people show up in jeans.
Yeah, I love that.
Jeans
in their pajamas.
Like that what they were wearing, and they put a goddamn jacket on top of it.
Yeah. Let's do this shit. But have you ever seen anything about audition attire like in Verdi's time? Like I've never.
They don't even have auditions.
The audition?
Yeah. I wonder what the audition. Someone fucking should find out what the audition process was back then.
That sounds like a master's thesis.
Because I don't think
I
don't think it was such a thing. I would imagine it to be like the rock world. You don't audition to be a rock musician. You know, you just start doing gigs.
The weirdest thing about it for me, about that audition protocol and having us all dressed like fucking accountants, was like, I'm here auditioning as a mass murderer, or I'm here auditioning as a Lothario from the 17th century or 16th century. So I'm gonna walk in my business suit with my Brooks Brothers tie and cufflinks. Just let's all get comfortable here real quick.
Here we go.
That's the issue. That's one of the issues with the opera world, is that there are people who are professionals. They were professional singers, and then oftentimes they'll go and they'll start teaching, right?
Yeah.
Which means that the information that they have and that they're passing on to their students is about 10 years behind.
Yeah.
Wow. And these days, man, we talked about it on a recent show. Like, I have, since I moved to Germany about 10 years ago, it's like things have gotten so fucking fast. It was like 5 years, shit was outdated. And now it's like literally shit I did a year or two ago is outdated. And you better believe post-pandemic, you can't just roll back into the auditions the same way. No. It will be different. And it's like you have to be adaptability.
They're going to be fewer, I think.
Anyone at university is talking about adaptability,
Yeah. They'll just be fewer auditions, I think. I don't think we're going to have those cattle call things anymore. I just don't see it happening.
Bad news for young people getting into it that don't have any name, though.
That's what I tell them. Don't get into this. This is a stupid job to do.
I
don't do this.
The way what I wished would happen is that like it would just go the way of rock and pop music. Just produce it yourself, make it yourself, find a venue and fucking do it yourself, and the market will still be rich. People will be doing a good job, and it will rise.
Well, yeah, okay, it will rise, but it won't be. It will not be what we've known before. It will not be grand opera.
Some people will. Some people will.
How? That's Voltaire said. Was it Voltaire or?
It never goes away, man.
Opera is the most expensive noise man makes.
Yeah, but opera production is nothing compared to the cost of a Justin Timberlake concert. You know what I mean? Even the price to go see like even like these dying bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers, it's still like $100 a fucking ticket. You know?
Sure.
Yeah. So like
that hurts. Like a dying band, Red Hot Chili Peppers. You're right.
They're on the.
But I'm sad about that.
Look, man.
I don't know how many.
There's people rising and there's people falling, and you can't tell me they're here. They're here. I saw them in Berlin 3 years ago. I love the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but the crowd.
What's my uncle and my grandpa doing on stage right now?
I cannot believe that we have to inform you that Red Hot Chili Peppers is on the way down.
No, I know I'm out of touch, man. I don't know anything anymore. Like I did, like
it's not that you're out of touch. It's that you love that music still.
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's good stuff.
You can't beat. There's harmony. There's saxes. There's all these things that flavor music, but nothing flavors music like nostalgia.
That's our.
I want to give you a.
It's our whole business. Opera sells nostalgia.
I tried to start my pipe. I used to be a pipe smoker not too long ago, or a while ago, and I didn't have any pipe tobacco anymore. But Jared wanted the fanciness of the pipe. I'm like, okay, so I'll take one of these little cigarillos, right, and I'll smash it up into the pipe. Didn't work at all. I tried to get that thing going, so we're going with one of these.
I'm just gonna smoke a cigarillo. When I saw you smoking that pipe, I was like, I thought Mike was smoking weed over there. I was like, hey.
He's hitting the crack pipe. It's Germany, man. It's.
Why are you? What are you smoking out of that light bulb? What is that's weird?
Yeah,
light bulb.
Seriously, that was your pipe.
That's what you smoke meth out of, you bourgeois.
bourgeois. Like fucking Moulin Rouge.
What you too good for meth, huh?
Maze, where does the name The Quick come from?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
So it's just like it basically gets down to it's like you're like something that cuts to the quick, you know?
Ah, yeah, okay. So
it's like the sort of the essence of what makes us come back to the business over and over again, even though it can be really terrible. You know, it can be really hard on you as a person, and you keep coming back. And we know we don't come back for the money. We don't come back for the fame. We come back for the relationships and the fun that it is in making this stuff.
Yeah, no, and it's extremely insightful because, it's really fun to shit on the business and to shit on like the life of being a singer and like nobody should fucking do this shit.
Yeah.
We keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like I could get a job doing something else, but it's like I don't.
Well, we always talk about opera like we talk about drugs. Like I got hooked.
Like, you shouldn't do it.
I got hooked on opera and I can't stop.
This is going to be your first 3-hour podcast.
Exactly. But it's true. We do use addiction terminology. And I don't know that back, like when I was coming up and the people that I was taking advice from, they were always, that was the predominant thing, is that it was the same kind of talk that I got from my coaches when I played football. They were like, do you want to play in the NFL? And I would say, yeah. And he was like, well, you're never going to make it. Because.
Oh, really?
Okay. Like, you're never going to make it.
People said that to you when you were starting out.
Yeah. The chances of you being able to make it to the NFL as a little league player or high school player are infinitesimal. So you can try, but chances are you're not going to make it. So don't put all your eggs in that basket.
But you didn't hear that as an opera singer, right?
I did. I totally did.
As an opera singer.
Just do it.
That's good though. That's good. I wish they said that to me because all I heard was like, "You're gonna be a fucking star, kid."
Mm-hmm.
And like
not me.
You have a cigar for that.
Be a fucking star.
No, that's kind of like I tell you, spite is a hell of a motivator. Sometimes I think that's the only reason because people kept telling me that I wasn't going to make it, and I was like, well, show you, motherfucker.
That's the same thing. So none of my coaches ever told me that.
Yeah.
My coaches didn't tell me that, but my peers did.
Mm-hmm.
All of my peers told me I wasn't going to do it because my voice wasn't that sort of like, oh, this guy's going to be like Pavarotti or he's going to be like Cheryl Milnes or whatever. That wasn't me. That wasn't me ever. And
but that's the problem.
It was a bummer because I took it. I felt like, I'm probably not going to be. It took a while for me to realize that the odd things about my voice were the strengths.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that is what eventually gave me a career.
Someone told me early on in my career, they said like, if you want to like the most famous singers ever existed have instantly recognizable voices.
Yeah.
You look at Corelli, Pavarotti, you look at like Joan Southern, all these people. It's like I hear it. I'm like, that's fucking. It's like immediately who it is. But then at the same time, in the same coaching, they'll be like, you got to stop that shit that makes you sound like you. All right. And you're like,
Cecilia Bartoli. Everybody says about Cecilia Bartoli. Look, she does all this weird stuff with her face. And what should she stop doing the wildly successful thing that she's already doing? Is that what you suggest?
We love everything you're doing but that one thing. Could you just stop it? Could you stop that face part?
Stop that thing that people love.
Vivica, do you know her? Vivica, you know this singer? When she sings coloratura, her mouth goes up and down really, really fast.
Yeah.
She can do coloratura like nobody's business. But had somebody just really said, no, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, the world would have been deprived of her perfect coloratura, right? It's like, sometimes you got to ask yourself, do you know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but this goes back to this whole homogenous bullshit. Like, we want people to dress like bankers, and we want them to be so clean and perfect, and we don't want them to say the F word. And we also want them, when they sing, to look completely calm and relaxed and perfect. And, man, I don't see that in any other, in theater. I don't see that in pop music. I don't see it in country and rap or hip. None of that stuff. What makes me like stop and look are the idiosyncrasies, are the things that make you different.
Yeah, exactly. And if you look, it's funny because all the information's there. If you look all the way back to Renaissance and shit till now, it's like architecture, art, music, society, they all kind of like progress at the same time in the same way. You know what I mean? But you look right now at everything else, and then it's like opera doesn't fit, and people are like, they're all wrong.
Dude, by the way, I posted you. Did you see that I posted you on our March Madness challenge the other day?
Oh, I didn't know.
You saw that? No, I posted you doing Dead Man Walking. And I don't know if there's a person alive that could play that role and look as perfect in that role as you do when you're talking, I killed that man! Right? It's like, God damn! Michael Bay.
Yeah, but it's a bit nasty, you know. It's like, and that's the thing.
Exactly. He's not afraid to be nasty.
Yeah, and you got to sometime because life is like that.
Those guys are bad. They're bad dudes. One of the things that like
Turismo in the bedroom, you know, fuck that, man.
I heard somebody the other day, just kind of people were riffing, they were talking, and they were like, you know, you hear the equity, diversity, and equality, and all that EDI stuff. That's going to be sort of the hallmark of the new casting choices. We're going to have more diversity, and that's great. I love it. Yeah. But there were some older, whiter colleagues were like, but you know, I mean, I'm not going to get hired now because I'm white, and I'm like, I said, not me. I said, number one, the best way to diversify our art form is to tell new stories. You know, like taking and just making a diverse cast from an opera based on a 17th century thing seems kind of stupid to me. But if you tell a new story, you can tell whatever story you want. But every story has to have a bad guy. In the new stories, guess who that guy is? Big bad white dude. That's job security, baby.
You two are peas in a goddamn pod. You love playing the bad guy.
Yeah, but to go along with your point, man, it's like I have a similar thing in that, like, I really like to use digital stuff, right? And some of the stuff I'm writing at the moment, it's like, why not use sound design in operas? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I really get into that. Like someone sits on a bed, someone walks across the rooms. Like, why can't we do it in Hollywood? Why can't we have car noises and digital fucking sound design? Or why can't we use microphones and effects?
Dude, I worked at Steppenwolf Theater for 5 years as a house manager and a bartender, and I got to watch everything. You know, it was one of the best educations I ever had about acting, was watching Gary Sinise and John Malkovich and Joan Allen do their fucking thing. Just what they did.
Wait, say that again. I kind of zoned out for a second. Where did you meet these people? These amazing people?
I worked at Steppenwolf Theater in Chicago for like 5 years as a house manager and a bartender.
That's awesome, dude.
It was a great job. Great. I did everything in the theater. It was not everything, but like I was sort of a jack of all trades. Whatever they needed me to do, I just would go do. And they would hire, you know, performers, because they had a big stable of performers that worked the front of house and all the other stuff, so that people could leave and come back and leave and come back. It was really great. But I was not leaving too much because back then my career wasn't doing. I couldn't get arrested, and so I was working there all the time, and I got to sit through all the rehearsals, all the previews, all that stuff, and watch their technique develop over time.
Right.
But they did that all the time. There was street noise. There was street noise.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Is that stuff is I don't understand. Like you said with the diversity in operas, I don't understand why adding something to the art form is usually met with you're taking something away from the art form. Yeah. Because like, aren't I adding to it?
It's
like if we have diversity, we'll always have the white wig shit. But it's like if I'm doing sound design, electric microphone shit over here, like, is that not adding to what you're doing? Like, why do you think it's taking it away? And if you think it's taking it away, why are you so insecure about your lame shit? Like isn't that fragile? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You love something, let it go, man.
Yeah.
That's just one of the.
It's the same thing. It's like I don't get why adding to the genre makes it worse.
Because
what's fucking 2021?
Because people are. You're right. Both of you are right, but people are. It's sort of human nature to be a little afraid of change, and that's an impulse that we have to fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but a lot of people who are writing the checks for these operas are a little afraid of change. They want to see what they have an association with, which is fine. That's great work. But no one wants to say that is bad. But change, doing something new is a little scary, dude.
But look at how diverse like movies are. Look at how diverse like everything else is. Like fashion, movies, and shit. Like, why can't we be as diverse? Why can't there be a podcast that makes dick jokes about Mozart?
Mozart
we can
dick jokes about Mozart.
Yeah, Mozart was making dick jokes like more than anybody. People ignore that.
They say, you know, if the world ends, you want to be in an opera house because it'll happen 20 years later. You know. Yeah, but truly, if we want to, I mean, look, we're not going to solve the opera's problems, but you know, having people on the stage that look like the people we want in the audience is a pretty big step. And like, I'll even go crazier and say, perhaps in an American sense, since in America so many companies are funded by private, donors. That's all of our money that comes from that. Like, why does every position on the board of an opera company have to be? You have to give $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 a year
because you buy it. It's just like anything else, dude.
So
money talks.
There should be some spots on the board that are not connected to economic status.
Yeah,
that maybe represent some social or some economic diversity and cultural.
Well, look, we actually have two opposite ends of the spectrum. Speaking here, Jared and I work basically exclusively in Germany, right? Mm-hmm. And you work a lot in America. You work internationally, but you work a lot in America also. America's system is kind of amazing because a lot of theory in Germany is, all right, if the state doesn't fund it, nobody will.
Yeah.
But we can say as Americans, not true. Look at America. What happens, though, in America is that opera ends up being a lot more conservative than it is in a place like Germany. Why? Because Germany says we've got public funds, so we don't give a fuck what any of you think. That actually ends up producing a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A lot of shit.
Yeah, it's true.
A lot of good stuff, a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, but a lot of
shit.
A lot of stuff that has no reason. Yeah, it's just like.
But then again,
let's fucking put a big
in
old
America.
On stage.
In America, that conservatism ends up pulling back on the reins a little too much. There has to be a middle ground. And
I mean, where you find it is where you find the middle ground is with middle. Sort of middle range companies doing new works,
like regional stuff.
Yeah. Like, and not even like even some like top tier companies that do new works. That's where you're going to see that stuff. It's so much easier for an audience and for a donor base or whomever to come into a situation, and it's a contemporary story, or it's a story. It's based on something they have some sort of familiarity with. They're not going to have the same reaction that they have if they come into a cozy fan tutte and everyone's in like leather. That's automatically fucking with people's expectations in kind of a stupid way.
I wish there was some sort of like Sundance, like indie film festival type thing for opera. Like you go there every year and it's like, look, we found 10 people that have are underfunded. We gave them a little bit of a budget. Like, let's fucking have it out. Let's see who wins the gold medal.
Brilliant idea. Now you just need to find the funding for it.
No, but still, but like it's about leveling the playing field. Like it's like all right, we're all buying gifts, but $20 limit. Like let's see opera where it's like $5,000 limit. Like, then let's see what the fuck you're doing, right?
I like that, like a sweepstakes kind of competition, where you have there are some very strict protocols and it's got to be cheap and guerrilla. What can you do?
Yeah.
I like that. Well, that's kind of the idea behind the mini operas that we do. It's kind of cheap and guerrilla.
Well, there's got to be a way to get opera online. There's got to be a way to like produce something realistically. Like if you're an individual with ambition, like there's got to be some way to make something that people would like call the genre of opera.
I think if you try to like take what we do on stage and then just shove that into a fiber optic cable, it doesn't work. You feel odd because the difference between film and opera is that film, the perspective that you're watching it through is very specifically through the director's eye. I mean, the director is he's focusing your viewpoint at all points where he wants you to look. When you're when you're dealing with theater and stage, you don't have that. I mean, you can do that with techniques and clever directing and really impressive directing, but the audience is free to look wherever the fuck they want.
Yeah, and if you if you want or need the attention at that moment, you have to draw it to you.
Yeah,
which leads to this stereotype of overacting opera singers. This dramatically because
I'm about to sing.
Right, I'm about to sing.
Look over here.
You have to, the weird thing is you're kind of married to that bigness of acting because you're on a stage, you're on this huge ass stage, and if you're me, you're tiny as shit, And you need to let people see. You need to be effective in communicating a subtle emotion.
Yeah.
And that has to be big enough for people to actually see in the audience so you're maybe not standing at the front of the stage, you're standing back, and then there's an entire orchestra pit there. So they have all that distance, which means that if you take that kind of acting and then we're doing an HD live broadcast of your show, you're going to look like a freaking idiot.
Lunatic.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Lunatic.
Who talks like that?
Looks that way.
Yeah, but